Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Monica Juma, who was for the first time today addressing the border dispute between Kenya and Somalia, said the government will not sit ground on its demands. Juma accused Somalia's government of provocation after it emerged that it had plans to auction oil and gas blocks that are in a disputed area. Her statement was a summary of what she said was the resolution of a cabinet meeting chaired by President Uhuru Kenyatta on Thursday morning.
The federal government of Somalia is deliberately misleading the world because there is a schedule, there is a plan, there is a process, and it has been announced and people have been invited to engage with it.
The CS also used today's press conference to give a history of the conflict, which he says was a sign of aggression from Somalia. The conflict, said Juma, became apparent last year when Somalia's government floated the idea of selling off some of the blocks despite having knowledge that the matter was before court.
It is important to note that on 3 occasions, in 1979, in 2005, in 2009, Kenya notified Somalia of the maritime boundary as we know it, being at the latitude 139, 43.2 south, through presidential proclamations.
And on the response issued by the Somalian government, the CS said the explanations were vague and had failed to address the key issues that had been raised by Kenya. She says the cabinet today resolved that the government will not go back on its demand for a detailed response from the Somalia's government.
We have reached out to Somalia in various ways to express our concern at this desire. Nonetheless, on the 7th of February, during the Somalia Oil and Gas Conference in London, Somalia's Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources revealed her plan to offer for auction oil blocks, some of which lie within Kenya's territory.
The conflict between the two countries came to a head last week after Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Macharia Kamau announced that the government had summoned the Kenyan ambassador to Somalia. His Somalia counterpart was also asked to return back to his country. But Somalia's government, in a statement issued shortly after the spat, denied plans to auction the blocks, saying it will await the decision of the Hague-based International Court of Justice. It added that it will also abide by the decision of the court, which is set to rule on the dispute later this year. And today, Juma also sought to reassure Kenyans that the row will not jeopardize stability and business in the region. Silas Apollo, NTV.